Hey y'all, I am back at it with what has sold for the first half of October. So I am calling that October 1st through October 16th, and then the next will be the 17th through the 31st. So be tuned in for that. Let's see, we have 17 items. And this is everything that sold $40 or above. I am going to go by price sold. In this video, I have some really good examples of things that I paid too much for and just wanted to move on from, and I ended up losing just a little bit of money on them. So I feel like there is lessons to be learned from those. Without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, first up, number one is this Faherty, I believe is how you say the brand. It is a dress that I got from Nordstrom Rack. It was part of their second clearance sale. So the one with like the $15 mark for anything over $30. So this was part of that. I listed it on September 21st and it sold October 1st, so it took 10 days to sell. I did let it go kind of low on this one. I had spent quite a bit at the Nordstrom sales, so I was really ready to just start moving some pieces, and I decided to accept an offer. So I had it listed at $85 and someone sent an offer for $40. I believe I did counter, but they were adamant on that $40 price and wouldn't budge. And finally I was just like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll just let it go for that. I believe there were other people with the same dress in the same size. And since I knew there was competition on the piece, I decided it was just worth it to move on. I had paid $16.10 on this piece, so I still made a profit of $15.90. That isn't great, but it was only 10 days and it gave me some of my investment back, which was nice. And yeah, next up, number two. This is also from the same sale. So this is the Eloquii flare pull-on knit pants in black, and this I believe was from the, this might have been from the, I'm trying to remember if it was from the second or third sale. I believe it was the second. So it was also $16.10 for cost of goods, and I listed it on September 23rd. It sold October 14th, so 21 days to sell, not bad. This sold on Mercari, and I do have the buyer pay for shipping, so my profit ended up being $20.99, so not bad. This one, so I had it listed at $50, they sent an offer for $43, and I accepted. They weren't far off from asking at all. Number three, so this, I was so excited to find this brand because I hadn't found it before. It is Sync Accept, and I brought it home, watched a lot of other people's hauls, and saw that like so many other people had picked it up. So this is another one that I let it go probably lower than I should, but I knew there were duplicates, I knew they were in the same size, and I was just ready to recoup my investment and move on. So this is a really pretty blouse. It is silk, it's a one shoulder. It's this really bright neon coral color. I had it listed at $70, and I had listed it September 21st. It sold October 7th. So 16 days to sell, not bad. I did accept an offer. Someone countered or sent an offer. I want to say we kind of negotiated back and forth and landed on 45. So I kind of figured we were reaching the end of our negotiations and I just accepted. I paid $16.10 for this piece, and that left me with a profit of $19.90. So yeah, not not the best, especially for Sync Accept. If you consider retail on this piece, it's way marked down. However, when there's duplicates of things and it results in a fast sale, like, I'm okay with it. Number 4, let me move down so I don't lose my place. I think in the last video I skipped 2 items, which I didn't realize until after I was like completely done with the video, that there were some that I just totally missed. So I'm going to try not to do that this time. I was gonna say make sure, but I really can only try. So number 4, this is a different piece. So I got an opportunity to pick up a lot of Peanuts pieces, like Peanuts, like Snoopy, Charlie Brown, etc. I really don't know anything about like the value of these pieces, and I kept one for sentimental reasons because I came into it into a weird way, and then I sold off the other, or I'm selling off the other 149 pieces because I got 150 pieces total, and I paid $200, so it was like $1.50 a piece. And some of them sell for like higher prices because they're more rare. Others sell for lower prices because they're like everyday things. So this person had like lived near a Snoopy museum and had collected it for, I don't know, decades. And she was like, oh, I'd sell it myself, but like I don't want to make all the trips to the post office and etc. So it worked out. Anyways, let's get to the specific items. So this is a Peanuts Westland giftware Chef Charlie. So the reason this one sold higher than other figurines is because it was a more rare piece on eBay and it sold in a bundle. The other 2 items didn't quite sell for over 40, but this one did. So this one sold for $46. I paid $150, so I profited $34.49. It sold same day on eBay, which was great. Yeah, I'm not sure if others are interested in like figurines or hard goods. Again, I wouldn't have done it had it not kind of fallen into my lap. So yeah, it's worked out. I do expect to make decent profit on all the pieces. So yeah, anyways. Number 5. And this is one that took a really long time to sell. And I'm not sure why. So this is by Mage. It's the peony striped jumpsuit. It's a really cute jumpsuit. I had it listed for 468 days. So 100 days over a year, 3 days over a year, which is such a long time. I know I had it priced higher and like kept gradually lowering it, so maybe I was just that off in my pricing. Maybe there's not a lot of demand for the item. Not entirely sure what happened there. But I had it listed, the last time I relisted it, I listed it at $80 and it sold for $50. I paid $31.50, so I got like a bundle of, I don't even remember how many pieces, maybe 40 Mage and Sandro pieces, and I paid like $31.50 per item. Some gave like great returns and sold really high, some not as much, like this. This resulted in a profit of $8.50, which isn't much. It also took up inventory space for a really long time. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I need to learn more and do more research on like Mage and Sandro and what sells quickly and what doesn't. Again, this came liquidation, so I didn't have a choice in the pieces. I just knew the brands. Anyways, moving on. Number 6 is Commando. So these I got at the Nordstrom rack sale. And same as the other one, cost of good was $16.10. I noticed a lot of people picked up these as well. I didn't notice as much on the like $15 sale. I think I maybe saw it like once or twice in other people's hauls. But then whenever the 60% off sale came around, I noticed a lot more people are picking it up. So I was like, oh no, it's going to be even more oversaturated. So glad that it sold for sure. This one I had listed at $85. I listed it September 22nd and it sold October 9th, so 17 days, not too bad. Someone sent an offer for $55. So that's what, 40 off of asking. I think, I don't know, I was either in accepting mood, kind of same reasons as the other, just wanted to move it along. So did accept. Profit on this piece was $19.79. So not too bad. Okay, this one also from the Nordstrom sale. So cost of goods $16.10. This is the frame La1 skinny jeans. So when I went to the Nordstrom rack, there were tons of these, but they were all in like a medium to dark color. And I think this was like the only one or maybe one of two that I saw in a lighter color. So I decided to get it because it seemed, while the style was like oversaturated, the color didn't seem to be, and I knew that was like in my store, so it could have been a mistake and like been oversaturated elsewhere. And I believe, if I remember correctly, when I listed it, there were quite a few of them. So I did just list it kind of low. And then I also try being the keyword here. I try to cross list anytime I list anything because I use Vendu and it seems easier just to do it in one sitting. Like I'm thinking about the item, I have my description, I know what the size is like right then, so I can click in each like platform tab and just list everything at once. Sometimes I like get lazy or I'm rushed for time and I'll like just do Poshmark and then tell myself I'm gonna like do the rest later, which doesn't always happen. So again, I really try to do it all at once. This one, Tracy is finally getting sales. I had it forever and it hasn't. I still have not had a sale on Depop. I'm like praying that that happens soon. I actually like had an offer, accepted it, and I think the system like glitched or something because I like couldn't bring up the offer again and it like didn't go through that I accepted it, and I couldn't find like the buyer who had sent the offer. So I was like, okay, bummer. Anyways, that was a tangent. All this to say, cross list because different eyes on your item. People are on different platforms and you'll get different eyes on the item. So this one sold on Tradesy and it sold full price, which was amazing because it was oversaturated else places, which means I probably would have had to accept like a lower offer to move it along. But this one only took 9 days and sold for a full asking price of $55. And with me paying $16.10, that resulted in $19.79. Moving on, these I also talked about in my last video. So I had bought them in 2 different sizes and they took a little bit to sell, but they did end up selling for a decent price. So this is the Allbirds Tree Breezers Flats and I listed them at $80. They took 39 days to sell. So let's see, I accepted an offer for $56. I paid $19.40. So that resulted in a profit of $22.72 on these. So not bad. Okay, so the next 2 are the 2 that I paid too much for and ended up losing a small amount, but one had been sitting for forever. And then the other one, I basically knew I was paying too much, but I don't know. I think I just like had so little that day and ended up getting it anyway, which is, I know, a big mistake, but sometimes I still make it. So this is one of those instances. Okay, we'll start with the one that was listed forever. So this is an ALC top. It was 100% silk. I thought it was gorgeous. And I actually found it in a thrift store last year. I was like so shocked to find it new with tags. Retail was super high. I want to say like $348 or something like that. And they had them priced up. They knew that it was like a good brand based on the retail tag being attached. They had 3 of the exact same ones. I got all 3 and I paid $50 a piece. So in hindsight, it would have been okay if I hadn't paid so much. But this was, I think, my first time finding the brand, and I was just so excited. And I thought with it being like 100% silk and more of a substantial blouse, and I think I got it like right before fall of last year, that I was like, oh, it's kind of darker colors. I think it will do perfectly fine. And I was wrong, but lesson learned. So this is the ALC Lori snake print silk blouse. I listed it at 100. This is another item that I started much higher than 100, kept going down and down and down with each time I relisted it. It took 440 days to sell, so long time, way longer than I'd ever like. I accepted an offer for $65. Again, I paid $50, so that left me with negative $5.67. So I'm happy to recoup most of the investment in the piece. It's better than obviously like donating and losing it all. But yeah, just way overspent. So lesson learned. I'll definitely be more careful with ALC in the future. I'm not so sure if it's like a brand thing. It was probably just a piece and style thing. But I'll do my due diligence before bringing something else home. Number 10. So these, I've had such good luck with Tory Burch Miller sandals. And when I saw this, I just got excited. I thought it was like a super cute kind of preppy, like pump style. So I was excited to try something else out. They looked to be in like really good condition. But I let the excitement get the best of me. When I got home with them, I was looking up comps for like the second time because I did even check them in the store. I knew it would be kind of close, but I still felt confident that it would be okay. And when I got home, I was a little bit less sure of my decision. I had already taken off the tags, which I'm working on my order of doing things to prevent that in the future. These are the GG patent leather pumps. They were this really pretty burgundy style with this like gold metal emblem on top, and I just thought they were super fun. So they took 19 days to sell, which isn't bad, but it was mainly just me wanting to recoup my costs. I had already declined offers for that price. I was kind of just waiting it out to see if I would get any higher offers, although they were kind of offering like a reasonable amount. But I think I had sent out like 30% and they countered again at like the same price they had offered previously. So I was finally like, okay, let's recoup what I can and move on, because I do feel like it was reasonable. So I had them listed at 98. Someone countered at 68 after I had sent 30% off, and I paid $60 for these. Yeah, don't do that, way too much. That left me with negative $8.28. So I did again recoup most of what I spent. Sometimes this just happens. Obviously you want to like minimize it and try to keep it happening as little as possible. Yeah. Moving on. Number 11, these came from the Nordstrom Rack shoe clearance event, and they sold rather quickly, which was great. So I had them listed at $100. Someone sent an offer for $85. These are the UGG Harrison short leather waterproof boots, and just 12 days after listing, they sold. So I paid $25.27. They did have like a small scuff mark up top, so I did just disclose that. And then I feel like their $85 offer is totally reasonable for something that was like slightly flawed. So I earned $48.46 on this piece. Okay, let's see. So this is an item that I feared I paid too much for, but thankfully it sold for a high enough price. So this was my first time finding Hunter. These are the short glossy rain boots, and there were 2 pairs of Hunters. I picked up both, and the short boots were $10 less than the tall boots. And the tall boots have yet to sell, so if you're looking for some tall Hunter boots, I have a really cute pair in my closet. I listed them at $100 on October 6th. They sold 7 days later, and it was via offer. Someone sent an offer for $85. I felt that was reasonable. So I paid $43.49 at a consignment store for these, which left me with a profit of $24.51. Number 13. So this is an Eliza J dress. I got it at Nordstrom Rack before all their clearances. So it did not have an additional clearance, so I did pay up for it. Thankfully it did result in a profit, even though it was kind of small. It sold in 26 days. I had listed it at $90. Someone sent an offer, I want to say for $80 plus shipping. So it ended up being $86 after cost of goods and shipping. I only profited $14.43. This dress, I just thought it was so pretty that I had to get it. So I probably would do it again. I would definitely try to get it for a lower amount in some way. So waiting for it to go on clearance or sourcing a different way. So lesson learned on that one. Number 14. So these were actually at the thrift store. They were not in the showcase section of the store. They were just with among the other shoes in the back, and I was curious about authenticity, so I found like stock photos and other like the same style but different colors listed. So I did think they were authentic. They were pretty worn on the bottom, and they had a couple of like black marks on the suede upper, but I knew that the brand had a following, and they were just so pretty in this like bright red color. So I did decide to get them, especially because the cost of goods was so low. They were not marked up. So these Jenny Kane heels were $6.76. I listed them at $90. I think I got an offer for $80, maybe $75 plus shipping, which ended up being $88, and I profited $56.52 on these. So that was a great flip. Number 15. I feel like I've talked a lot about things becoming oversaturated in this video. This, unfortunately, kind of was another one. So I got this pre the shoe sale at Nordstrom. So I did have a higher cost of goods on these. I paid $59.15 for these Gani boots, and I had them listed at $200. I received an offer for $100, and I saw in other people's hauls that they were picking these up. So I checked sold comps, and there were a lot of sold comps for $100. I think at the time mine was like my previous sale of these boots in a different size was like the one outlier at like $150, and then there was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 at like $100 even. So I decided that it seemed reasonable. I did go ahead and accept. That left me with a profit of $20.85 on these. So I would have preferred a higher profit, but there were multiples in the same size, and I just wanted to move on so I can invest in something else. Number 16. This one, another example of paying too much for something because of excitement and brand. Also, there was kind of a flaw in how I was looking up comps at the time. So there's that. Number 16 is this McHugh Alexander McQueen t-shirt dress. It has swallows all over it. So I apparently do not know my birds, because in my mind, when I first saw this dress, I was like, oh, it has sparrows all over it. So I did a comp search before I bought it, and I looked it up with sparrow, and I found one other person who I guess thought it was also a sparrow bird on it, and they had sold it, I want to say, for like $130 or $150, somewhere in there. It might have been more towards $150. So I was like, oh, okay, one sold comp, not any others available. This seems like a good idea. And I was definitely paying up for it, but I thought it would be fine if I could sell it for that $150 mark. I got home and stumbled across the realization that I had like the wrong bird in there, so I changed it to swallow. Turns out there was others available, and actually, no, I'm wrong. Sorry, no others available. However, the sold comps were like, I think as low as like $30 and as high as like $110, and that was like pushing it. Most were like $50 to $80. So I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to make the $150 that I was hoping for, but I went ahead and listed it at that price anyway, knowing that I didn't have competition on the piece. I went back and forth with a buyer who is very adamant about paying less than I would have liked. Finally was like, this is my best offer. I'm not going to budge. Accept it or don't. So anyways, it sold for $108 after 18 days. I paid $84.04, which left me with a profit of $2.36. So glad I didn't lose money. Definitely way overpaid. Also, just like the misunderstanding with searching comps didn't help. So yeah, these are bound to happen from time to time. I'm glad that this video has examples of things that have just flopped, because I feel like that is also a realistic part of reselling that sometimes isn't seen. So last but not least, these had the highest sale price of everything in the video. They were these gorgeous Klein boots. They're these Chelsea boots, black leather upper with this pearl detail around like the rim. They are by Stuart Weitzman. I found them at a consignment store. I did pay up for them. They weren't on sale. I thought about waiting for them to get on sale, but then I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna miss them. And I totally think I can still make a profit with what they're priced at. So I saw they had like one in the back and one out. It looked brand new, never worn. I noticed that they had a Goodwill sticker on the bottom and then this consignment store sticker on the bottom. So I'm not sure if like the consignment store sometimes sources at the thrift store, or if someone like bought it at the thrift store, took it to the consignment store, and then like sold it through them for like more return than what they paid. Anyways, someone got a steal on these at the thrift store. So they were priced at $40 at the thrift store. At the consignment store, they were priced at $115 or maybe $110. So with tax and whatever else, it came out to $116.55. So they were definitely significantly higher. However, I felt that they were worth more. So I took my chance. I listed them at $300. And after 23 days, I did accept an offer. 23 days, I think I got like quite a few likes, but I hadn't gotten any offers. And this one was high enough that I would still make a profit, and a decent profit at that. So I went ahead and accepted just to keep things rolling. This sold for $239.70 plus shipping on eBay. After cost of goods and shipping, I made $82.48. So yeah, not bad. I definitely wish I would have been the one to find them at the Goodwill for $40, but hey, still made a great profit. And I am again trying to get into those like higher price flips. So everything is a learning experience right now. I can only get better from here, right? So anyways, thanks for watching. There will be a part 2 of this, of things that have sold for the second half of the month, $40 or more. So be sure to tune in and subscribe so you don't miss a video. Thanks.